When the sun gets lower, I simply go up to 1050. I am Roland and I come from the Brandenburg region. And it's 400 kilometers from here. I have a map here. Let's see if there's something here. I can show you another special feature. So sometimes you have a few worries or others have a lot more worries. You just pull it out and there you go. You have a few little things.
First aid.
Something like that.
Great.
And here is my home location. That's Arnsdorf, where I live. Here is Beskow, Frankfurt, Lubitzin. You can come along. Think about it. I can open it here too. Then we can go all around like this. The trailer is a TSA trailer from the GDR. Used as a fire brigade trailer. There was a TSA pump inside. Hose as a hose cart. And details here like tools and everything. So this trailer has a flexible mount. It also has a gooseneck that you can attach to a truck or tractor. In the past it was pulled by a tractor in the early days, then came the W50. Yes, it's quickly dismantled. And that's why this model is one of the best. It's from the year 88. So I got it and then, as I said, expanded and insulated it. Then always piece by piece, whatever you need, right? Solar system, because you're not really welcome with a generator at such gatherings. Yes, so I converted it. I have my fridge in there. I have my sleeping gear in there. As I said, I have heating, TV, whatever I need just to watch football, you know, or MotoGP and so on. Yes, and this car, it's a BJ40. This is a sunshade here.
What year is it?
It's from the year 1980. It came from Holland. Then it was stored in a barn because the previous owner was a hunter and had passed away. And when buying a lawn tractor, I discovered it in the barn and approached the woman.
So a classic barn find.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
She couldn't do anything with it.
Yes, nice.
Then I made her an offer and took it. It was, of course, run down, you know. So it meant analyzing, stripping everything down. Then it started, radiation. Then came the sieve for presentation, right? The filler flew. Yes, then. Note, Ma, finished. The order, the all-wheel camber, or rather the Devo. Yes, and then the parts came. After 8 months, I had everything together. And then the construction slowly progressed. The sand plates. There are the sand plates, and behind them, I have a jack. On the other side, that's the expression container. On the other side, there's also a sand plate in there. And behind it, the jack is installed. Go on further. It never looked like this before. The frame was cold, galvanized, primed, and then coated with a special lacquer. Because I heard from others that this black coating chips off in several pieces when hit by stones, right? And then it rusts. And this special lacquer, which is applied 3 times, is like a kind of rubber.
Mm-hmm.
The stone practically gets stuck and doesn't penetrate. So I did it for 3 years. I have here, let's take out the cooler box. I additionally got myself, because I still have a Cake Junior from the GDR era. I don't know if that's known. A Quok Junior, a small trailer. There are several types, Aero, 525, and we also use the Keiko. And then I take a short trip with the kids. They sleep in the trailer, and I sleep here, right? So this is folded forward. I unfold my cot, then I sleep in here. Yes, these are all new parts.
Can you still get them, yes?
Of course, they are now available as fiberglass, but I wanted the original, so I insisted on metal. Fender, the rear fender, everything has been renewed. And in 2021, we had this Corona crisis, and that wasn't bad. I had a bit of time again and worked on the engine. Yes, because the cylinder head actually had damage. Then I took it apart. I should have had oil sport in the back all at once. So, took it apart. And then I immediately changed the pistons, changed the cylinder purchase. Also ground an all-wheel Beetle, the valves, everything completely. I'm very satisfied. Installed, runs like clockwork, yes. So it's a 24-volt system, which practically concerns the starter. There is a changeover relay. Then it switches to 24 volts, starts, and the lighting system is also 24 volts, except for the cigarette lighter. Same with a 24-volt pulling force of 5 tons. Yes. The only thing that slightly disfigures it is this work spotlight, but you need it. Yes, you simply need it. So the tires are not the original road tires. Then you have the 760 on them. Yes, sometimes. But as I said, if you do drive a cylinder, this is quite practical. I have a 3-centimeter track widening at the front here. Otherwise, the steering head would hit a rim. So otherwise, everything is original. Wow. Everything original. During the inspection and the appraisal, it was overlooked that there was a different radio installed. Because these radios, well, the new ones, and because the old ones I had inside always tangled the tape in the cassette. It was still a cassette, you know, push button. Yes, but you overlooked that. Otherwise, you should keep everything as original as possible. So, yes, I have a 2-door, 3-door at the back. There are different variants of these cars, either double-winged or, as I said, like this. And I find this very good. Because you can very quickly, when I'm on the road, I pull out my little table, put my coffee mug on it, you know, have a little picnic. So, and this is the appearance. You unscrew it. When you're driving without a trailer, these are the little refinements you have by thinking it through. Then this part goes on the coupling, there's a magnet on it, snap. And then it stands down there, and you can get in comfortably.
Awesome.
So, a reversing camera, okay. It's never easy, although you can move the trailer on a normal solid surface, but on grass it's a bit harder. So, and then you can see exactly aligned with the ball, and I'm already connected. Yes, it's the little things. It took me 3 years to get this car to this point, from 13 to 16. All done by myself, except for the paint job. I did stand in the booth and tried, but I said, come on, let's rather do it ourselves. I was always too fast when painting, you know. The painters have a different feel for it.
I also think it's not easy.
But it was completely disassembled, all the parts. I have documentation, I have 600 pictures. Oh, I have an appraisal. It was rated as a grade 2 back then. Yes. The appraisal hunt is done by DECRA, sent to Hamburg, checked, comes back, and then you know what it's worth. Yes, overall, I am very satisfied. Of course, with the trailer, there's a bit more fuel consumption, you know, diesel. But otherwise, yes, and this is my living unit, as I said. The tent was added by the post office. It's an awning from Gortiger, and at the same time, a tent. You just hang it up like this, you know, just take it in. Then you only have the awning and a small kitchen.
Can we take another quick look inside? Or is that inconvenient? We haven't really looked inside yet. Ah, yes. So, this is your little kingdom, right?
Yes, there's my fridge, my TV. Down in this box, down there in the wooden box, the battery is hidden, you know. The compartment is specially cut out at the bottom. That works then. When the fridge starts up, it spikes a bit because it needs about 65 watts, the fridge. So, and the inverter has a continuous power of 1000 watts, but a peak power of 2000 watts. So, at the moment, it starts, it briefly spikes, and then runs continuously. Not through here. So TV, television, at the same time, when I have bad weather, I fold it down and have the work table. And this TV is attached to a magnetic plate. When we go to the football event, I just stick it to the outer door. It's all metal, the outer shell. Cool. It just gets pulled out, hung on the door, and you sit outside and watch TV. Nice thing. Yes, with such a small vehicle, you have to make use of every corner. You can also operate it with electricity. You just pull the cable and connect directly to power. USB ports, plenty of them. And every switch can be turned on separately. Nothing can go wrong. You can now operate the coffee machine here. It runs on 12 volts. There's an extra transformer, like the truck drivers have, you know. Otherwise, small things where you can store stuff. Yes, that's it for the most part. I've now put in the second mattress because it's a bit hard. And you can easily fold it up here. You fold it up here, hang it in there. Then you can see the circulation heating here. Yes. Yes, that's a circulation heating, 12 volts. And down here, I have this mat heater inside. Do you see that? That's a mat heater. It goes up to 30 degrees. Of course, you have to clear everything out. Exactly. And this air heater only turns on when it gets a bit chilly. In October, then it circulates.
That means you don't need any... It's not insulated. The trailer probably. It is insulated. It is insulated, yes.
It is insulated down here. It's also insulated at the bottom. Up front, I added a small porthole, which is covered with mesh from the outside. Nothing gets in there. And the other circulation is located at the doors. Do you see that? Ah, those are punched. Air holes. These devices had to circulate back in the day too. There's one in the door and one at the front of the door. Otherwise, you only have the rubber seal. That closes the whole thing. So, and my internal lock is here. Snap. Once it's through, the thing is secured. So that's basically it in a nutshell. As I said, here you have your storage elements where everything is organized. My kitchen doesn't look very clean. I just had breakfast. You always sleep a little longer, you know. Small but nice, I always say to myself. You always come up with something new. Now my wife is retired. And how should I take her along? It's a bit cramped. And I want to expand. But again, with a trailer and towing machine, you know, I want to stay flexible. I want to set up the trailer and then be on the road in Croatia, you know. I set it up there and then I picked out a nice quiet bay. Otherwise every beach is overcrowded, you know. I was there earlier. And this table here, you can officially get it. I saw it at Gut Basthorst, which is near Hamburg, you know. I saw it, but the thing costs 280 euros. I said, I'll build something like that myself. And I can even adjust the tire thickness, you know. Take the screw out from the top here, slide it over as I need it, and then it just hangs over. You can take off the handle frame, and it's done.
Nice thing. Yeah.
And it does its job. It's more like lifting water canisters, washing. I have a continuous Keda rail over there. The small curtain will be added there, you know. Yeah, so I can sit in the shade. So make it as flexible as possible. Everyone has different ideas, and I just had this one, you know. That's when I first had the salad.
Nice. Thank you. Roland.
You're welcome, you're welcome.